Mark looked truly remorseful and was about to say something when Camila grabbed his hand, tears welling up in her hazel eyes. I knew she would be mad. Oh no, Mark, what do we do? I really didn't mean to cause such a scene. Maybe it would have been better if I had just. Mark instinctively held her hand tighter. Her words, like a knife stabbing into his heart. He didn't even want to imagine what could have happened if he hadn't gotten there in time. Then his expression shifted toward me. Oh, come on, Kelly. Don't make this such a big deal. It's just a ceremony. All we have to do is sign a couple of documents to be legally married. What's more important right now than a person's life? Each word that came out of his mouth sent me into a flurry of emotions. I wasn't sure whether to laugh or cry. Mark and I had been best friends for as long as we could remember. Our parents were part of the wealthy elite in the city, and over the years, they'd formed a deep bond. We lived across from each other as kids, went to the same school, and did almost everything together. But everything began to change the year I started high school, when my mom, the person I loved the most, passed away in a car accident. She was on her way to pick me up from a party. After the accident, I was completely shattered. I couldn't go back to school for almost a year. And through all of that, Mark stayed by my side. When I finally felt strong enough to return, I had to repeat a grade. I didn't mind. Mark would still be there. Everything would go back to the way it used to be. At least, that's what I thought. By then, Mark was a grade ahead of me, a stellar athlete, and the campus prince. I hated all the attention he was getting. Trying to find time to talk to him had become nearly impossible. And to make things worse, the girls who used to admire him from afar started calling me Mark's little sister. They bombarded me with questions about him all day, handing me gifts to pass along, or trying to get close to me just to get to him. Then one day, I was heading over to his class, when I saw him talking to a girl I'd never seen before. His usual cold, distant expression, completely gone. He looked warm, admiring. I'd later find out she was the daughter of the school principal's gardener. She was here on scholarship. Camila. She quickly became the campus belle. During recess, students would gather around her, listening to her tell stories about her hard life, eyes brimming with tears, voice trembling with sorrow. Everyone adored her. The teachers, the students. She was brilliant in class, scored high on her exams, and even offered to tutor struggling students. She called it giving back to a school that had shown her love despite her poor background. Before long, she was always around Mark. She'd sit beside him during recess, always smiling, claiming she was just being friendly and sociable. And, to my surprise, Mark let her. He got her lunch, walked her home after school, stopped riding with me in my family's limo. I tried not to feel jealous, but I couldn't help it. I had secretly liked Mark since we were little. And now, ever since Camila showed up, he'd grown so distant. He'd shrug me off whenever I tried to talk to him, or show him my artwork. I never liked Camila, and that feeling only grew stronger. She didn't seem genuine. She used her sad story like a shield, or worse, a weapon, to gain pity. I confided in my best friend Sally, but she just said I was being jealous. So, for my own sanity, I decided to pretend to like her. I kept my distance and mostly avoided her at school. Soon after, Mark and Camila started dating. Everyone talked about it, how good they looked together, the perfect couple. From that moment on, I barely saw Mark. It was as if we'd become strangers. Even my dad and his new wife, Aggie, who was actually quite nice, noticed. They asked if something had happened between us. I told them no, said we were just both too busy. That evening, I left the house alone to go to the grocery store. I needed the air. I needed to clear my head. Little did I know, that would be the day everything between Mark and me would shift completely. I picked up a bag of chips, paid, and headed out. As I turned the corner, I heard voices. Two people arguing. Curious, I leaned in. It was Camila and an older man. They looked alike. I figured he must be her father. I hate this. Why are you so poor? Her voice was shrill, furious. All my friends have the new Lucy purse. Can't you get extra jobs so you can buy it for me? That purse is just too expensive, he said gently. Why don't you wait till the end of the year? I'm sure by then I'll have saved up enough. But she cut him off sharply. By the time you get the money together, it'll already be out of season. I hate you, and I hate being so poor. I stood there, frozen. This was the real Camila? Before I could back away, she turned. Stood right in front of me, towering. Oh, you're Mark's little sister, right? Her tone was light now, sweet even. No sign of the rage from moments before. You're not going to tell Mark what happened here, right? She smiled at me. A smile that sent chills down my spine.